oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh, oh.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Test, test, test. Test, test, test. Testing. Test, test, test. Test Ickles. Test Ickles. Welcome, everyone, to episode 708-ish one of the Daily Mother Us. Whoa, the most muscular swolecast, beardcast, broadcast, gaincast, mancast, pimpcast, sleazecast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex. We all flex our biceps. Creaking and cracking, Papa Swole is large and in charge, and I am here. Hero Beaches on Instagram. Where am I? Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and of course, SoundCloud, Apple Podcast, Spotify, everywhere for the audio gains. What's going on? Make sure you're following me everywhere for all of those audio gains. I will bang all of your holes and your eyes, all sockets, all ways that you can receive. I'm not doing any content in Braille though. So if you can't hear or see, or you can't see, you can't read me. You can't read Papa Swolio. I don't think you can get the same flow. You will. When the blog is back up and running, you'll be able to get those kind of gains too. But you know what I mean, right? You know what I mean. I mean, what's going on? Swole Time. I like that. That could have been another name for the show. It could have been Swole Time. Swole Time USA. It could have been. It happened just to be the Daily Swole, but you know. At the gym, leg work, coming back from a motorcycle accident. Not right now. You didn't just get hurt on the motorcycle now. You mean you're doing leg work and you're recovering from one? You said coming back. It's like, hey, I just got back from a motorcycle accident. I'm just hitting the gym now. Decide to destroy my legs a little bit more. 345 front squats, 5 times 3. That's a lot of weight. Yeah, I won't go up that high again. Are you going ass to grass? I don't think so. You ain't going down. You ain't getting low, are you? You ain't getting low with that. Come on. I want to see send me a video or a link. If you're putting that, you should be putting that on Instagram or something. If Eric, if you're doing 345 by 3, I want to see it. What's going on, Cindy, on Facebook? What's up? I've missed the last 2. Have to go back and watch tonight. Makes my day not complete when I miss these. You got to catch the gains. Well, today's episode is it's not easy making gains, which it isn't. It's not easy. Actually, it is easy having a beard. It's not easy having long hair, and it's not easy making gains. So those are 2 things it's not easy to have. It's not easy to has those. It's hard to has. It's hard to has long hair because the long hair gets in knots and it's a pain in the fucking ass and it's hot. It looks good. I think it looks good. It's a pain in the butt though, and it's not easy to pack on that muscle. It's not easy to pack on that size. Some of you have a lot of, it's easy to pack on that size. I'm not talking about packing on body fat. I'm not talking about being a fat ass. I'm talking about being a swole ass, being muscular, maintaining it, building it. So we're going to talk about building. I got you record. Can I post the video here? I don't think so. I don't think you can post a video in the comments. They might block it. Facebook usually blocks videos that you post in the comments sometimes. If it's a picture of yourself, they usually, I usually have to approve those. They usually blur it out, I guess, so people don't post nudes and shit. Ooh, elimination diet, dinner-based time. What are you eating? What's for dinner on your elimination? Schreibe, I'm not going to see your IG. I'm not going to remember that. I'm not going to go hunting down your Instagram. Just send it to me in a DM. DM me on Instagram a video or something, and I'll see if I can get to that. I'm not going to remember that or write it down. I get too many comments. I get too much stuff. AFF started the glute pack for glutes activation from X. I hope it won't take too long to reactivate them. It doesn't really work like that. It's not like they turn on and you know when they're done. It just means you are reconnecting your body and your mental coordination with those muscles. So when you activate the glutes, it's not that it'll take 10 months or it'll take 2 days. It's a process. It's a process. So when you're doing fast movement, when you're doing a squat, for example, and you're doing compound movements and you're doing faster movements, you're not hitting the right fibers. You're not putting the body in a position where the fibers that you want to work and the type of muscles that you want to work, the specific muscles, are going to activate. So if you're doing a squat, you're using the glutes, you're using the hamstrings, using the quads, you're using all the core activation. You have the spinal loaded back squat, front squat, whatever it is. Even if you're doing a hack squat or you're doing a Smith press, doesn't really matter. But you have all those muscles integrating and working together. When you have, when you're doing a glute activation, you're isolating the glutes, but you're also working with time under tension. You're putting the body in a certain corrective position. So posture is very important. I mean, form is always important, but when you're doing activation, you're literally focusing, you're isolating. Okay. You can't really activate without isolation. If you're integrating, they're activating, but they're integrated. But you need to isolate them and turn them on first and really make sure that they're firing properly when you start. Wait, how do you erase these comments? You can't. I want to see your chest. LOL, just kidding. You're seeing my chest. I don't have a fucking shirt on, so I'm not sure what you're looking at. You're looking at my titties and you're looking at my beard and my face. My beard, I'll get a little bit closer. I'll get a little bit closer so you guys can see my beard more. There we go. There we go. You guys see the board in the back, the United States of Swole America. I see the comments. We got everything on the screen. We got everything on the screen. Okay, so let's see. Elimination for dinner, Kirsty. Asparagus, mixed peppers. Peppers are not on the elimination. Actually, peppers should be watched out for, especially the seeds. Those are nightshades, so they can be inflammatory. I would eliminate those if you're doing an elimination. Apple, broccoli, citrus fruits are no-go. Apple's not a citrus fruit, I don't believe. You're talking, let's see, broccoli all griddle with tiny wee bit of coconut oil inside of grass-fed lamb. Sounds good. I would look into the peppers. I would look into the peppers. I mean, it depends. Look, and let me just, before we get into not easy making gains, so we're talking about building muscle or just gaining weight. So gaining mass. We're talking about bulking. We can talk about weight loss in the midst, but if there's no questions or between questions, we'll talk about bulking, because that's where my personal experience was from when I started training to, I wouldn't say now, because I haven't really tried to bulk, or I haven't really had necessarily really set fitness goals per se in a while. But when I was like fervently bulking, when I was fervently trying to put on muscle for years and years and years, and that was the goal, and just eating big and lifting big, and that was, get big. Now it's just, hey, I hope I make it to the gym. I hope I feel like it. I want to stretch and recover and do my mobility training and be consistent more than whether I care if I gain 5 pounds of muscle or 2 pounds of muscle. But when you are, I would watch out for the seeds when it comes to the peppers. Watch out for them in general. So nightshades, some people have issues with nightshades. I'm not saying you do, but whenever you're doing an elimination, what I wanted to clarify is an elimination can be very strict. It can be very basic. If you're doing the classic elimination diet, you're going to eliminate every little last thing that could be inflammatory, that has a chance of being inflammatory. If you only eliminate dairy, you're only testing dairy, but there could be something else that's bothering you too. So the more you get rid of, remember, it's a process. It's 4 to 6 weeks minimum, but the more you get rid of, the more you can test. If you don't get rid of it, you can't test it, and it could be a conflicting thing. It's a scientific test, essentially. It's how scientific tests are done. That's how it's done in a lab. The more you can control, the better the test. If you have a teats, Check there. They run sales. What the hell is a Teats? Is that a store called Teats? Who the fuck? Who the fuck would name a store Teats? Like a cow teat? May as well just call it tits. Boobies. The price of grass-fed beef went up to $7.99 per pound today. It depends on where you buy it. There's some at the store where I'm at. I mean, it's $8.99, $9.99. You can get them some places for $5, $6 if you buy in bulk. Depends. That depends. I've never heard of a Teats. Where do you live, Brad? Let's see. On Instagram, I watched the You're Fat video. I'll be watching it whenever I'm being a whiny little bitch about cravings. Yeah, how many of you have seen that You're Fat video? That's a classic video. That's a throwback. I got to keep posting that on Facebook, and I got to keep on posting that up on Instagram too. It's better on Facebook because, well, now maybe the thing is it's not shot for vertical, so it's gonna be hard to see in vertical. But I might shrink it just so it's on Instagram TV. But you can't really appreciate it because it's over a minute, and I don't want to cut it off. So that You're Fat video, where I call a lot of you found me through that You're Fat video or the Fitness is Life video. How do you keep your gains while working a 12-hour night shift? I maintain a consistent exercise regimen. I pack my meals. I don't have the best choice of restaurants at 3 a.m. I minimize my caffeine. You make your food. You pack my meals. Oh, you pack your meals. Oh, you just said that, so I apologize. You pack your meals. I don't have the best. Oh, because you don't have the best choice. Good. All right, so you got that. I minimize my caffeine. What? You minimize your caffeine? I minimize my caffeine too. Shh. I minimize my caffeine too. Oh, no caffeine for Papa Swole. I stay away from it. Woo, can't have caffeine. Can't have too much of that. Can't have too much fucking caffeine. What? This fucking guy. If anyone has caffeine, it's me, right? Okay, so how do you keep your gains while you work a 12-hour night shift? How else? How anyone will keep their gains? You eat right, you lift hard, and you be consistent. When you're working a night shift, it's fucking you up anyway. If you choose to work a night shift, you're flipping your body upside down. So whatever your hormone issue is as a result of working night shift, you're not gonna be able to fix that. That's something you're gonna have to deal with. You're not gonna be able to counteract the fact that your body is awake when it's supposed to be sleeping and vice versa. Pop, I can't lose lower chest fat, intensity training, strict diet, 1,700 calories. That could be a problem. If you're 235 and 6'2", and you're training intensely, 1,700 calories isn't enough. I would have to say you're under eating severely. If you're 6'2" and 235, and if you're lifting heavy bodybuilding style, you're doing your yoga, it could be inflammatory foods. It could be hormone imbalance. I don't know how old you are. It could be low testosterone from being obese. It could be a couple things. Usually if you have body fat storage in your chest or certain areas like that, you're packing it on in certain areas, little pods, it's hormone based. And it's damage you've done in the past that your body's having a hard time reversing little areas. Don't forget, when you put on fat, your body wants to keep it. Now, that segues back into our main topic. If you have extra body fat and your hormones are out of balance, your body is storing fat. If your body is storing fat, your body wants to keep that. Your body wants to keep extra money in the bank, right? Think about when you have money in the bank. You're probably less likely, you're not really excited to get rid of it. You want to keep it. We usually work so we accumulate money, right? We accumulate, quote, material wealth. We accumulate money, we get money, we want more of it, we want to keep it, we don't want it to go away, blah, blah, blah. We want more money. So as a result of just our normal societal processes and why we work for a living and what we have to use to purchase things, we accumulate money, want to keep money in the bank. Your body keeps fat in its body bank. So when your body has fat on it, it doesn't want to get rid of it. Your body wants to keep fat. So losing it is hard. It's harder to lose it than it is to keep it on because your body wants to store fat. That's what your body wants to do. Your body doesn't want to be shredded. All right. That's one thing. That's one thing. Your body does not want to be lean and shredded. Being lean and shredded does not provide your body with extra fuel. So when you're eating caloric consistency, when you have caloric consistency, when you're eating regularly, even if you're eating maintenance calories, but you're getting regular food and you're getting enough food to satisfy your training and your techniques and all that stuff, it makes sense your body is more willing to get rid of the extra. All right. When you have stress, what does stress come from? Where does stress come from? Stress comes from outside forces. Your body, when I say stress, your body doesn't necessarily discern between physical stress and danger stress. There are different types, but your body has similar reactions inside based on a physical stress with weightlifting. When you're scared, if you're defending yourself from a lion or a tiger, there's a similar stress response. Your heart rate goes up, your respiratory rate goes up, your body floods blood to the muscles and stuff like that, so you can run, so you can fight whatever fight or flight. That's the fight or flight mechanism, the sympathetic nervous system. Same thing happens when you're training. And when you're scared and when you're stressed, and certain hormones like cortisol elevate when you are training. Your body breaks down sugar, your body breaks down fuel, so it could be readily used in the body. When you are stressed mentally in traffic, when you are stressed at home, family, work, life, then what happens? Cortisol levels elevate. And that's why meditation is really powerful. That's why that balance, that's why active recovery is very powerful. All those things that counterbalance strength training. And when you're only strength training, and you're not giving yourself enough food, that's stress for your body too. That stresses out your body not having enough calories. 1,700 calories is not a lot. Thoughts on caffeine keeping cortisol elevated? I don't know about that, of the mechanism specifically. I don't know the details off the top of my head about that mechanism. When it comes to drinking caffeine, when it comes to being properly hydrated, when it comes to all those things, yoga, meditation help balance those things out. So that's going to help balance out adrenal fatigue. And when we talk about adrenal fatigue, I mean, how much coffee are you drinking? I talk about coffee a lot. I'm not drinking coffee I drink tons of water. I'm not drinking coffee all day long. A lot of times when I'm posting, when I'm doing the show, I'm drinking coffee. But this is like half an hour out of my day. I'm not sipping coffee all day long. I don't keep making coffee. I make coffee in the morning or when I wake up, and then I have that amount. I don't necessarily keep on making more and more and more. If you need coffee to stay alive, you need coffee to be awake, to be up, to be functioning, you are likely blowing out your adrenals. But that could happen from all kinds of stress. You know. That's something that I would have to look into a little bit more. That's something I would have to look into it a little bit more in terms of what the latest is on that. What the latest is in terms of keeping cortisol specifically elevated. And that's one thing that's been researched a lot. So I drink coffee. I feel fine. Some people take way too much like pre-workouts and way too much caffeine anhydrous, powder caffeine. I was voluntold. The fuck is voluntold? I'm kind of a shit magnet to work midnights. You were voluntold. Well, everything in life is a choice. So if you wanted to work nights, you're working nights. If you don't want to work nights, you quit. So you have a choice. So if you're working nights, it's your choice. No one can force you to do anything in this world. And if you say, well, my job, no, well, you have a choice to stay at that job. So if you're working nights, that's your choice. And if you don't like that choice, then you can get a different job or, request a shift. And if you can't request a change, then you don't change. Too little calories in your body goes into starvation mode and won't if you're not eating enough calories, that's what that first initial comment. If you're not eating enough calories, you are going to hold on to fat as well. So starvation diets are a no, and bulking takes time. Bulking takes time. Bulking is a process. Losing weight is a process. So it's not easy making gains. And we talk about making gains. We could talk about bulking. We talk about losing, making progress. Making gains, making progress. I'm associating gains with progress. You can make weight loss gains and make muscle and weight gains in quantity. We're taking that very loosely. So from when I started training, it was bulking season. It was trying to gain. A lot of you are trying to lose. And then some of you are trying to gain and lose and trying to pull yourself in two different directions to your own dismay and failure. So when you're making progress and you're moving forward, you have to think about how your body doesn't want to do those things. Well, your body is holding on to fat. Your body is retaining fat because it doesn't want to let go of the fat. Why does it not want to let go? It's either getting signals from hormones that are telling it to hold on to it, or you are not eating the right foods. You're not delivering the right foods that could be leading to a hormone imbalance, that could be leading to inflammation that's causing storage of fat. Because inflammation causes fat storage. Inflammation causes that hormone, that stress response. So a lot of it comes down to the stress response. Eric, just send it to me in a DM because I'm not going to see it, bro. Just message me somewhere and I'll see it next time if I get to your message. Just send it to me somewhere. Yo, Papa, what up? I love your content lately. Super funny and smart at the same time. Thank you, Tomer. I found I need about 2 more. You need about a liter bottle of water. 2 more 500 milliliter bottles of sparkling water. Sparkling, just drink water. Just drink water. Don't be sucking down bubbles all the time. Drink your water. Just drink water. I came up with a new method of not caving into cravings. I just pinch my belly fat and suddenly I don't want the pizza or whatever. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time to reverse hormone damage. It takes a lot of time to reverse habitual damage. Think about the mental damage that is accrued by making bad decisions for... You're not making bad decisions for a week to gain fat, to get overweight. You're not making good decisions for a week to lose weight or to build muscle. You're not making these decisions even in 3 months. In 3 months, even 3 months, you're going to take time to gain or to lose. It's going to take time to gain or to lose. Even in 3 months, you're going to see amazing progress. And that progress is going to be based on your discipline, your dedication, and what progress and how you're measuring your progress. Some of you will lose 10 pounds and it'll be, oh my God, amazing. I've been trying to lose this 10 pounds for so long. And some of you, hey, I only lost 10 pounds. How come I didn't lose 100? How come I didn't lose 50? And that's all perspective. 10 pounds is 10 pounds. 5 pounds is 5 pounds. 1 week is 1 week. 3 months is 3 months. 1 year is 1 year. It's all perspective on how you feel the progress. I am in the camp that if you lose a pound, you lost, you succeeded. If you gained a pound and that's your goal, you won, you succeeded technically. Gaining is gaining. Progress is progress, even if it's slow. And it's going to be slow a lot of the time. Most of the time, it's going to be slow. Most of the time, it's going to be slow. So I need to change my attitude. Maybe. Most of us do, or most of us need some attitude adjustment. That's what's really that's what's really powerful about meditation is it helps you reorganize your own thoughts and emotions. And not that you're not going to have emotions or not that you're not going to have feelings or thoughts, but how you react to those feelings or thoughts and how you categorize them and how you organize them into what's important in your life. Things don't affect you the same way. Things don't bother you the same way. It gives you some more perspective. And for those of you that really need more patience when it comes to fitness, it helps you be more patient. And that goes hand in hand with yoga. That goes hand in hand with active recovery, mental recovery. Mental recovery, when you're training, it's stressful mentally and physically. When you're under duress, when you're breaking down the body, you're stressing the body out physically and mentally. Physically and mentally, you're stressing the body out. It's not easy. This entire episode is me sitting here. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. If you're having a problem, good. You're supposed to have a problem. Why? Because it's not easy. You're supposed to have a problem, which is the reason why most people don't have results. Most people don't have the body that they want. Most people, because once you lose enough fat, once you lose or build enough muscle, then you have to maintain it. Then you want more. So once you get to your point, once you get to your quote unquote goal, that's one of the reasons why I don't promote a number. I want to lose 10 pounds. Okay, why? Well, because I want to see my abs, or I want to wear a certain, okay, why? Well, because you have to ask questions like a 5-year-old in order to get to the real reason, because that's what's going to inspire and create that discipline for that consistency that you need to get there. I'm trying to open up everyone's mind and open up your perception of how your journey is going to go, how your process is going to go. It's not you getting a gym membership, going to the supermarket, and then getting the effect. You're not going on Amazon and making a purchase. You're not just doing that and you're going to have that, okay, and I'm happy now. I'm going to lose 20 pounds and build this, and I'm going to be good. You are going to be the same way. You're going to be the same person that you are now. You're going to feel the same way. You're going to look in the mirror. You're going to look in the mirror and be proud of yourself. You're going to like the way you look. It's going to be better, and you're going to be happy. You're going to be happy. You're going to be happier. I shouldn't really even say that. That's subjective. You're going to, I guess, appreciate or see that you've made progress, but you're going to want more. You're going to want more. You're not going to be satisfied when you get there either. You might be glad or proud of yourself. You may be, and realize and see, wow, I'm in such better shape. You're also going to say, okay, I want to bring this up. I need to work this more. I want to balance that out. I want to bring there's going to be something else. It's going to be something else. I'm just preparing you for that. It's not going to be over. It's not going to be over. Facebook, Kirsty Jones, spinal cord injury led me to meditation, trying to undo years of beer swilling fast food damage and bettering myself. Surgery led me to Swolenormous X and a better version of me. Full stop, full out. Well, I'm so glad, Kirsty. Surgery. Swolenormous X. The surgery, no, it's not a surgery repair, just for the record. But you're doing the yoga and all the corrective exercises, so hell yeah, it's just your vision and how you appreciate your body now and how you're applying the training. So I'm really glad you're having such success with Swolenormous X. Boobs or butts? Drago on Twitch. Butts all the way. Booty. Papa Swole is about the peach. I tried yoga for the first time yesterday. Kat Smith. I was totally skeptical. Now I see how much it would benefit me in multiple ways. I'm hooked. Thanks, Papa. See? I knew it. Are we getting more people into yoga on this show? Any of you listening that hasn't tried yoga yet, are you convinced yet from seeing everyone's response every time we talk about yoga? I've never tried yoga before. I did for the first time. Holy shit. And everyone, all the guys, all the girls, are we got this? Or are we good with this already? Have we broken that barrier where everyone that's listening to this show is, okay, fine, I got to do yoga. Oh shit, I really need to do this already. Did we do that? Finally? Did we accomplish that? I think so. Thanks for the follow, Drago, on Twitch. Do you like Shrek? Yes. Oh, don't ask me weird questions. I'm going to start ignoring them. Do I like Shrek? Sure. Why? Who cares? Do you like ice cream? Uh-huh. Do you like candy? Uh-huh. Fucking Christ. Yoga is a game changer. Just started consistently doing yoga. Good for you, Brad. I'm sure you're already seeing crazy progress. It's hard. Sure is, Mikey. Kirsty, yoga stretches, diet, the mindset, ignoring the haters, and driving myself. Ignore the haters. Yes to yoga. Was completely skeptical at first. So was I. That's one of the things that helps you make progress. As much as it's not easy making gains, it's not easy losing weight, it's not easy making progress, Yoga helps temper yourself. It helps humble you. You realize, holy shit. If anything, yoga helps you realize how out of shape you are. Yoga helps you realize how far you have to go. Yoga helps you realize, wow, I've been lifting for 20 years. I feel like I've never worked out in my life. That is the difference. How to get rid of saggy balls. Okay, Drago, this is your last dumb question, but I will give you this easy answer. If you type that in Google, you'll pull up a how-to article. And what you want to do is you take a bowl of horse urine and you actually soak your balls in horse urine. Okay, but it has to be from a stallion though. Okay, so you actually soak your balls in horse urine, 3 minutes on, 1 minute off for 6 hours. Okay, and afterward you coat it in lard, and you just let it sit in lard. Like you actually just like put it like in a Ziploc or something and string tie it. But then you just keep your balls like submerged and like soaked in lard for about 2 to 3 weeks. You know, you don't have to do it nonstop, but like at night, just in lard. And you do that once a month. The urine is once a month, but the lard is daily. Okay, learning how to talk American. American boring accent, just straight accent. Just straight accent. I always feel like I don't have an accent. I'm sure a lot of you from abroad and everything feel like I have an American accent. It's amazing when you speak your way, you don't feel that you have an accent. In terms of English, I feel my English is very, very regular English. I don't have any real pull one way or the other. Mine is completely New England, but not New York. I don't talk New York. So I don't have any kind of, I don't think I have any kind of twill to it. Yeah, and yoga, I felt like an 80-year-old woman yesterday. It will humble you. Yoga will humble you. You're going to feel like the old person in the gym. You're going to feel old and soggy and just stale. You're going to feel like that bundle of newspapers you found in your basement. For real. That have been sitting down there for 100 years and just crinkled like old magazines that are stuck together. That's how you feel. That's how your tissue feels. That's how your body feels if you don't do yoga. And when you've been lifting your whole life and you just go to do yoga for the first time, you feel stiff as shit. I hope he is dumb enough to do it. Have you tried Bikram? I've done it. All sorts of hot yoga is fun. I like hot yoga. Yeah, hot yoga is fine. Well, hot yoga and Bikram is very different. Bikram is that specific flow that's done repeatedly. Hot yoga is any type of yoga in a heated room. It doesn't have to be anywhere near that hot. It doesn't have to be 110 degrees. You can do warm. The thing is with yoga, and the misconception about hot yoga is that you have to make it so fucking hot. You don't have to go in and find it hard to breathe for it to be beneficial. You are going to sweat in a regular room if you do yoga properly. Even if there's air conditioning, if you're practicing yoga, and many times you'll sweat. You're sweating all the time. You're sweating right now. But whether or not you're dripping and whether or not that the air can absorb the evaporating water on your skin is different. So just because you don't feel maybe dripping off your skin, you're still sweating, you're still cooling yourself off. The 100-year-old lady doing yoga daily, you could do yoga until the day you die. You can do yoga till the day you die. And yoga is great for all levels. That's the one type of exercise, yoga and meditation, that really anyone can do, any injury for the most part, as long as it's not exacerbating your injury. But whether you're in a wheelchair, whether you have a shoulder injury, you can do stuff for your legs. You can always do some type of stretching and mobility, some variety, some modification of yoga. There's chair yoga classes, right? There's senior citizen, there's senior yoga classes. There's, prenatal yoga classes. There's yoga for fucking animals, yoga for dogs, and you go with your dog and you stretch. There's yoga for everyone. It's just moving. It's moving the body. It's moving the body, connecting with the breath, and just using the body and moving the body as a total unit, mental, physical. It's great. A yoga Local yoga teacher who's 101 years old, teaches 3 classes a week. That's amazing. How many days a week do you do yoga? It depends. A couple times a week. I don't count. Let's see what's going on Instagram. Instagram is getting choppy. I'm going to watch on Facebook. Okay. 400 milligrams of caffeine per day. Is this too much? It could be. It depends on the person. I mean, 400 milligrams. Some of these pre-workouts are putting 400 milligrams of caffeine in one scoop or in 2 scoops or something. A cup of coffee has what, 80 or 60 milligrams of caffeine. So if you're sucking down 400, you're getting 5, 6, 7. It could be a lot. I really do think that if you're balancing out your stimulation, it's going to be a lot different. And when you think about stimulating the nervous system, you think about how your body reacts to stress, right? You're activating the sympathetic nervous system. Your heart rate's increasing, respiratory rate's increasing. You're doing battle, right? You're getting ready for battle. When you have caffeine and you're not balancing that out, if you're just sitting in an office all day and you're internalizing all your stress, and you're not relaxed, you're not doing yoga, you're not balancing that out. And I don't mean going home and sitting on the couch watching TV. That's not balancing out your stress. I mean really fundamentally getting rid of your stress with the meditation, with yoga, actively. You can't just sit around and get rid of stress. You can't sit around and get rid of stress. That's why those 1 day off during the week doesn't get rid of stress. You need a couple days to unwind. That's why people say unwind. I use Sunday evening to unwind. Well, you don't need to unwind if you never wind yourself up. So as you go through your week and you just get tense Monday through Friday, you uncork on Friday, you think, I'm going to drink, I want to forget this week, I need to de-stress. You end up stressing the body more by pounding alcohol and eating shitty food. And then all weekend you do stuff Friday night, Saturday night, and you're just smashing yourself. And you're treating yourself like crap, so you're stressing the body. You feel like you're de-stressing, you're doing whatever, and you're out with the boys or the girls, and you're just doing whatever. And then on Sunday, you unwind, which means you do nothing, and you sit on your ass. And then Monday, you wind yourself back up again. So this is what people do for decades, and that's why everyone's fucked up. You want to see some sad shit, you start going to like theme parks, you start going to these, Disney World and stuff like that. You just see fat people and crippled people in terms of being hunched over, like physically crippled, physically. And I'm not talking you're in a wheelchair and training, right? I mean, there are people that are extremely fit in our community that have limitations, but don't act like it. We all have limitations in some respect, and a lot of us put these limitations mentally on ourselves that we don't believe we can do it. In many ways, I feel like physically handicapped people have an advantage because they don't have those limitations. They can supersede what most people take for granted. So they don't see the same limitations. They don't see the same ceilings. If you cap yourself mentally, that's a fucking handicap. They call it, mentally handicapped. I'm not talking about Down syndrome. I'm talking about you're fucking putting a ceiling. You're putting your brain in a cage. Being impatient is putting your brain in a cage. You're molding your brain improperly. You're telling your brain you can do something. You're telling your brain you can't do something. You're telling your brain that this is the way it is. You're telling your brain, and what is meditation? Meditation is you getting control of your brain. And realizing that you can't make progress easily or you can't lose weight easily. But when you understand, and from the science and from my education, you learn how powerful and how important the brain is in terms of controlling hormones. And when you realize how important the brain is in controlling all the physical parts of the body and how much of an impact those chemical messengers and those systems have in the body, you really start respecting what the brain can do more and what the brain actually does. So then you start paying attention. Well, how can I harness the brain? How can I harness the mental game so I can keep making progress, so I can keep making gains, so I can build muscle, so I can lose fat? Is it okay to eat shrimp daily as a main source of protein? I wouldn't eat that every day. I would absolutely not eat shrimp every day. I don't think shrimp is a super clean source of protein. I could be mistaken, but how it's mostly farmed. bottom feeding type seafood, I don't think is generally a great source. It's possible I'm mistaken on that, but it's not really promoted anywhere in terms of being a high quality source of food, for example. I like shrimp, but I have it rarely. I have it on occasion, usually when I'm on vacation. I'm not a big all the time shrimp person. I would definitely consume something of higher quality daily. Yeah, I wouldn't overly farmed, sadly. Yeah, most things like salmon, most of these popular things are just not coming from higher quality. If you're looking for quality fish, it's actually sardines are one of the few that are actually pretty consistently sustainable and at least lower contamination. Me, I scuba, hand cycle, play wheelchair, badminton, shot put, discus, lift weights, and I'm paraplegic. That's all you do? That's all you do? You do more than I do, Kirsty. You scuba, hand cycle, play wheelchair, badminton, shot put, discus, lift weights. I do none of those things. See, that's awesome. It's all you're limited by what you feel you're limited by. Cero Miedo. Shrimp are literally referred to as the cockroaches of the sea because they eat any and all debris. Okay, that's a little bit further than I went. Okay, so I would look into it a lot more, Jenny. And everyone that's listening, don't be afraid to research your food. Just because you have it doesn't mean paraplegic is you don't have the use of either your arms or your legs. Quadriplegic is you're completely paralyzed, where you can't move your arms or legs. Para is half, I believe, right? It's either or. Kirsty, you could actually answer that better. Is paraplegic, that's used for either arms or legs? Or is it either legs and you could use your arms, or I don't know if you can use your legs but not your arms. Is that even possible? I don't know if it is for the nerve connections on the spinal cord. It might either be you can't move your legs and you can use your arms, or you can't use either. I don't know if it's possible to have just paralyzed arms, but you can use your legs. I'm not sure. I've never seen anyone like that. So it might not be how the actual spinal cord works. You damage the nerve that high up, you're probably not moving your legs either. So legs is para. Okay, so legs is the only one that's. I was gonna say. I'm like that got me thinking. I've never seen anyone with not using arms and that can still walk. So it's just got to be the end. That's right. Para or is only bottom. Quad is everything. Okay. Legs primarily, right? Okay. So how did she play badminton? Use her arms. Use your arms. You never seen wheelchair basketball and stuff? That's intense. Have you all seen like the wheelchair when it's like full contact? That's some violent. That's some intense stuff. Wheelchair basketball is, that might be the wrong term. Wheelchair. I know it's probably not. I don't know if it's called something. I don't know if that's insulting to anyone, but that's intense. No wonder I hate shrimp. Everyone's hating shrimp. I just killed the shrimp market right now. Did someone? I think someone said. I think someone asked me if I run. So I think we covered this. The main topic I wanted to discuss today was that it's not easy making gains, getting control of your output, getting control of your progress, of your pattern of thinking and analyzing your progress, as well as, because if you're gaining, you're eating, this takes years. I'm not joking. And most people I misunderstand when I say it takes a lot of time to, oh, well, I'm not going to see results. How quickly am I going to see results? When most people ask how quickly am I going to see results, they usually mean how quickly am I going to see my goal? And I don't know. That could take a long time. That could take years. It could take 5 months. It could take years. So, when you see progress, you might see progress in 2 days. You might start doing corrective exercise. I've had people that join Swole X and they do the first 1 or 2 workouts and they say, "Oh, this is amazing. My back feels so much better all of a sudden. Wow, this is great. I feel completely brand new." And that's after 2 workouts. Now, do they look completely different? No, they feel really good because they're activating muscles and they're moving their body in a new way. And they're just amazed at how they feel. So progress is relative and how you shift your progress. And that's why the mental progress can happen right away. You can flip your switch and you can make positive progress every day, even when shit goes sideways. That's what's beautiful about meditation. That's what's beautiful about controlling your mind and having control of the one thing that you really can control. You can control your mind. You can control what the mind does, like physical movement. You can't control much else. So if you can control your mind and you dictate how you perceive your progress, how you perceive what you're doing every day, that's a big difference. Working on them gains now for the ear hole violation. Yeah. And someone asked, do I run? I don't run. I'm open to sprinting. I'm open to sprints, hill sprints. Flat level sprints can be, people pull muscles often, but running up a hill sprints are cool. I like the sprints because it's high interval, work rest ratios, but constant running, I'm not a big fan of personally. Are you on roids? No, I'm not. I'm not that big. I appreciate that. There's a great shirt that I think bodybuilding.com was sending them out for people. I had a couple friends that had one because they ordered a certain amount of supplements and they got like a shirt back in the day and it said, "No, I'm not on steroids, but thanks for asking." Sometimes I'm in the gym and I look like I'm on it. I'll get such a pump and I'm like, wow, for someone who doesn't know, I look like I'm saucing. But it goes away. You leave the gym and the blood gets reabsorbed. It's a transient hypertrophy. When you're in the gym and your veins are popping out, that's the sympathetic nervous system. That's those are the capillary swelling and the blood vessel swelling and the vein swelling and the everything. What do you do to stamina train then? I lift weights. I do yoga. What do you mean? Stamina train, aka cardio. You get plenty of cardiovascular action with yoga and with weightlifting. Yoga and weightlifting. I do my warm up. I go on the step mill. You don't need long, steady stay. I'll go for walks. You don't need to exhaust yourself to benefit your heart. If you're trying to increase, when you say to stamina train, to increase your endurance, what are you trying to increase your endurance for? There is health levels and I'm trying to run a marathon. I don't want to get too tired, or I want to run 10 miles because that's not realistic for daily activity. There's no need to have that type of stamina at that level. You don't need to. That doesn't necessarily increase health. Anytime you take training or physical training to an extreme, you start pushing the limits of there being a benefit to, okay, you're overstressing the body. That's why it's important to balance it out. That's why if you just crush weights and you just lift, and you're not balancing it out properly, bad form, high impact, high risk movements, you're going to get hurt eventually. If you're doing hardcore cardiovascular training, you could damage yourself too. You can overtrain. You can overtrain by doing cardio. Most people only associate overtraining with lifting. You can overtrain by doing too much cardiovascular. You can run too much. You can do too much running and too much cycling and overtrain. Yeah, you can damage yourself. So my stamina is great it's great for my health. I'm open to doing sprints. I just don't go for long runs. I walk the dog every day, once or twice. I walk upstairs all the time. I rarely take the elevator. I do my warm up for 10 or 15 minutes on the step mill, the rotating stairs. I train intensely. I do my yoga. Like my cardiovascular system gets great flow. There's the health benefits. There's that health range. And that's very individual. And also there's the performance. So health or performance. When you say cardio performance, I don't care about long term. Yeah, sex. I only care about that as far as I don't need to run a marathon. I don't need to run 10 miles. And you're only going to have that capacity if you train for it. And if you train for it, and if you train for that level of cardiovascular output, you're going to compromise your strength and your muscle stature. So there's that balance too. So anywhere you put all your chips and you put your focus, that's going to risk, or that's going to put or make subject to an imbalance. Like you're going to start skewing your training and your adaptations more that direction. Does that make sense to everyone? Your training adaptations. So it comes back to the principle of specificity. What stress you put your body under is going to be the outcome, or that's where your body will try to improve. So it's good to have variety. It's also good to make sure that you're doing the things that are most important to what result you have. If you want to get bigger arms, then you better be lifting weights for your arms. You better be eating properly. You better be complementing that with other forms of exercise to balance out and stabilize your core musculature. So when you strengthen your arms, you're not hurting your back or something. So remember what you're doing it for. Remember what you're doing it for. I don't personally go running, and I used to do it. I used to do heavy weights. I used to go running. I used to like doing, I would say certain levels of cross training, but it would affect my weightlifting, because I would go running, and after a while meaning in terms of training over weeks or months, I'm sure it had to do with my periodization or my progression and regression, that eventually I would get tendonitis, my knee would start bothering me and so forth. And a lot of things have to be in alignment to lift weights and to run frequently and to do yoga. There's a lot of stuff to do. And that's kind of what we've been talking about for the last couple of days. Simplify your training, do less exercise, and focus more on getting the most out of those exercises. Helps you focus more. Think about overall training programming. You only have a week. Everyone has the same 24 hours. So if you're trying to do, let's say, swimming and running and lifting and yoga and meditation and foam rolling, I mean, you also have to eat, you have to sleep, you have to do your work, spend time with your family, do other things. Those are a lot of things to do. If you're doing all those things during your week, plus other stuff, you're limiting how much time you're going to spend on each day. So then you're doing less lifting and less cycling and less swimming and less yoga. Overall, you're just doing more things. So that makes you less good at each of those things. And your results are going to kind of be like, meh. You're going to adapt really quickly to each one. And you're going to be pretty decent at swimming. You'll be pretty decent at riding a bike. You'll be pretty decent at yoga. You'll be pretty decent at lifting weights. But you're not going to excel at any one of those things. If you just want to be hardcore yogi and just get super flexible, super mobile, and meditation to the health, then you're going to be doing that all the time. If you're going to do weightlifting and yoga, I mean, you're spending time doing different things. There's only 24 hours. Where is most of your focus? It doesn't mean you have to train for 24 hours out of the day, but you get my point. The more time and attention you spend on more things, then you're going to have dilution. You're going to be diluting the energy. You're spreading out your time across more areas. Hey, Dad, you mean Papa Swole? Don't call me Dad. That's weird. I don't go to the gym because I get rides or have money, but I try to do push-ups, collab. Okay, cool. Do what you can. Walk. Share a ride or take a bus. Or do push-ups. That's cool. That's cool, IG. All right, going back to Facebook. Remember, fam, you can catch this podcast. If you're new to the show, you can catch the podcast on SoundCloud, on Apple Podcast. Also, in addition to the Daily Swole, there's also the Swolenormous audio experience that's on Spotify as well. And actually, the Daily Swole didn't get accepted. The Daily Swole playlist, the Daily Swole podcast, did not get accepted on Spotify. I don't know why, because my other podcast. So what I might start doing is on the Swolenormous audio experience, I might start posting, but I might only post that on Spotify, so I can get some of the episodes on Spotify. So it's weird. But I have two podcasts. So make sure if you see two of them, They're two separate ones, but one's going to have a lot of other stuff. I don't know. I want to combine the two, but I want to be on every platform. So just follow, and you'll see the alerts when I'm posting stuff on either. Yeah. All right, fam. When you go to the gym today or tomorrow or tonight, whatever time of day it is, whatever day of the week it is, I want you to close your eyes, take a deep breath, and realize and remember that this is one workout. This is one day. This is one snapshot, one frame of a video. It's of hundreds of thousands of frames. It's one day. It's one workout. You're not going to get all your results in one day. You're not going to lose all your results in one day. But that one day makes a huge difference. It's extremely important, and it means nothing at the same time. It's all how you perceive it. So treat every day, treat every gym session as serious, as hard work, as effort, and also understand that in the big scheme of things, if things don't go your way, that's part of the whole thing. That's one of the speed bumps. It's supposed to be a speed bump. It's supposed to fucking lock you up. It's going to happen like that. You have to step back and see it for what it is and realize and remember that that's what's supposed to happen. If you fail, you're supposed to fail. And I'm not saying fate. You were fated to fail. Today was going to be a bad workout. No, you're creating your outcome, but it's not always going to go your way. The reason being, it's not supposed to always go your way. Nothing is done in this world just for you. You have to do your best and get yours. So you have to be active. You want recovery? You want to feel better? Then you better go out and do recovery and stretch and foam roll and meditate and do your thing. You have to actively approach that. You have to actively do those things. You can't sit around and wait for your body to get better. You have to help make your body better. And every time you walk out that door, remember that no one is looking out for you. You got to do it yourself. You have to go to the gym. You have to go get your food. You have to make your food. You have to make sure the right things get in your mouth. Make sure you get the right rest. Make sure you get the right recovery. Make sure you do all the right things, because the only person that you're trying to satisfy in that regard is you. You have to do what's right by you. You have to do what's right for you, and you're the one that's in control. So get control of your mind. It's not easy to make progress. It's not easy to build muscle. It's not easy to lose weight, but it's absolutely possible, and it's positively possible. You just have to be positive, and you have to look at it in that fashion. You need to step back and see it for the bigger picture and focus on this building block. Today is just a building block. It's just a pebble. It's just a grain of sand. And as insignificant as that one grain of sand is as today on the beach, it wouldn't be a beach without all those grains of sand. And those are all your workouts. Those are all your days. That's all your thoughts. That's all your energy is the beach. And that one grain of sand, insignificant as it is, when you hold it in your hand, you see a little sparkle. Oh, it's a grain of sand. You wouldn't be standing on a beach if it wasn't a whole big thing, if it wasn't all of them put together. Yes, Kirsty, there's going to be a whole separate foam rolling section, but there's also a whole foam rolling SMR video in the 90-day dash in Swolenormous X. So all that content's already in there, but I'm going to be adding additional full products specifically for different things. So yeah, there is going to be more content, but there's already a whole foam rolling video, the foam rolling SMR in the 90-day dash program. So yeah, I'm going to be working today, probably more tomorrow, but this week I'd like to finish the shoulder awareness program for Swolenormous X. So that's going to be launched. And like I said, that will be available to members immediately. And for those of you that are just following now, and you might not have seen some of my video content, if you use the code SWOLE50, there's a 4th of July membership special right now for new members. So if you are thinking about hooking in, go check it out, swolenormousx.com. There's a special coupon, SWOLE50, for the membership. So check that out. You can check it out, swolenormousx.com. And yes, I was hoping, I really want to get that shoulder awareness. It's going to be sick for mobility. It's sick for shoulder activation. Super, super awesome. We'll take one more question. All right, Kuhn Daug. I have an important question. Is it better to work out a light workout without getting sore, or work out hard and be sore? It's subjective. It's subjective. There's no better. It depends on why you're doing it. Just to do some push-ups. I can do 25 push-ups every day all week without being sore, but if I push it and do 100, I'll be sore for 3 days and have to wait to do more push-ups. Okay, I would do more and get sore. If you're doing 25 and you're fine, that's because your body can maintain and can do it. If you're not getting sore and you're not fatiguing yourself, it's because your body can handle that stress and doesn't need to grow and change. It doesn't damage your body. If you're not creating micro trauma, there's really no need for your body to adapt and to get bigger and to grow. Remember, adaptation and getting better cardio, getting more flexibility, getting more muscle, it's your body breaking down. It's your body responding to a stress. Your body's responding to a stress over an extended period of time and eventually grows because it has to handle getting the shit kicked out of it regularly. Okay, so if you're not causing micro trauma, you're not causing stress that's going to initiate a response to be able to handle that stress, your body is not going to change and grow. So it depends on why. If you're just doing push-ups to do push-ups, then all right. But if you want to make progress with those, you got to increase the intensity and the volume and the overload. All right. So Instagram's going to shut off. Peace out, guys. And everyone else, remember, episode 782 tomorrow. I hope you had an amazing Tuesday. Don't forget to follow me over on Instagram TV. Don't forget to follow me over on IGTV. Don't forget to follow me on YouTube. I'm posting a lot of stuff. I'm going to start throwing back some old school content, but vlogging and doing some cool stuff over on IGTV as well, and some cool content over there. So wherever you're watching, make sure you check out the main platforms. Check out on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. You're getting a lot of different content on all those, and the podcast, of course, for the Daily Swole. So I will see you all tomorrow for episode 782 of the most muscular Swolecast, Beardcast, Broadcast, Gaincast, Mancast, and Pimpcast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. Peace, McGee's fam, deuce magoose, Papa Swolio, out. See you tomorrow, everyone. Have a great rest of your Tuesday, and go make some sick motherfucking gains.